you talked about Russell Wilson being your midseason MVP. They lost to the Bills yesterday. Josh Allen's third on your list. Did you lose faith in Seattle, or did you gain confidence in Buffalo?
I gained more confidence in Buffalo more than anything because we've talked about the Bills on a couple of past episodes, and I still have not been sold on them just because I feel like they didn't have a lot of quality wins under their belt.
Yep.
This was a more than a quality win because not only did they beat the Seahawks, they demoralized them, and they punched them while they were down. The Seahawks didn't come back in it like the Rams did earlier on in the season on them. They kept them down the entire game, and they won this football game, no question about it. It wasn't the Seahawks losing the game, in my opinion, as much as the Bills just had a stranglehold on it. You look at it, on the Seahawks side, I still have not lost faith in them whatsoever. They need to make changes, though. The 44 points that the Bills scored were the most allowed under Pete Carroll in his tenure as a Seahawks coach. And they got good pressure. They had 7 sacks, but the secondary got carved up. It's ranked 30th in pass defense DVOA, and Ken Norton Jr. has been embarrassing this season. He's got to go. He's doing a terrible job with that defense. And you remember, Greg Williams said at the start of this season, he didn't think that the Seahawks were going to use Jamal Adams as creatively as the Jets did. And everybody laughed. Pete Carroll laughed. Jamal Adams laughed. The media, everybody clowned Greg Williams for saying it. But look at what happened. I don't know what the Seahawks thought that they were getting in Jamal Adams, but what he is, he's not a coverage guy. He is an elite game changer at the line of scrimmage. In the boxes where he makes plays that are going to change the game. And that's not how they've been using him when he's been healthy. And that's what's been hurting them, because if you use him in the right way, you look at the Jets defense last year, the impact that Jamal Adams made, he won them games on the defensive side of the ball. He made game-changing plays on the defensive side of the ball, and he's not doing that in Seattle because I think they're utilizing him wrong. I think that they have the pieces on that defense that they can be solid enough with a Russell Wilson-led offense, but their defensive play calling has been a joke, and they get exposed week after week. Something needs to change, and there's been teams in the past that have...
I'm going to be honest, though. Jamal Adams has only been healthy once this year.
2 games, I thought.
Earlier
in the season, he came back this past week.
I think he was a game changer in that Atlanta game. And people want to rag on him for the Bills game, but he's coming off a groin injury.
Groin injuries are not.
I just don't think they're using him right, though. Even in the Falcons game, he
looked like their best pass rusher early on in the season. They were blitzed. They blitzed him a lot. Yesterday against the Bills, they blitzed him. He almost got a sack on Josh Allen, but Josh Allen threw it away quickly, even though Jamal Adams had already wrapped him up to take him down, and it was a touchdown. That's just a split-second thing. But I think they've been using Jamal Adams, maybe not as creatively as Greg Williams, but he's been good for them so far. People want to highlight yesterday's game, but he's coming off of an injury. And that's a groin injury. It's not easy to cover coming off that type of injury.
I'll say this, with Jamal Adams bringing that pressure, getting sacked 7 times, Josh Allen did a spectacular job picking apart that defense. He made great plays under pressure, and I don't think there's many quarterbacks in the league that would play as well as he did yesterday. I give him a lot of credit for what he did, and I think that if they can use Jamal Adams correctly, they will be fine against the teams they need to beat. The concern is when you get to the upper echelon teams, that defense is going to get picked apart. That defense is going to get picked apart.
What about them?
They're an upper echelon team.
I'll say this: Tampa, New Orleans, Green Bay, any of those
After
teams
what I just seen
at the top
the Saints
of the
do
NFC,
to that defense.
Bottom line,
I'm saying quarterback-wise.
No, you're good.
Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers will all pick that defense apart because just because you're bringing pressure, you need the secondary to back it up. And that's what the Dolphins have had this season. They've been able to play cover 0 and bring that extra rusher. That's why they've been so successful. The Seahawks don't have that secondary.
Bottom line is that the Seahawks, I never had faith in them, so I can't say I lost more faith because I never really had faith in them because their defense is horrible. They're 31st ranked in the NFL. I can't really say I gained confidence in Buffalo. I did to a certain extent. I think Buffalo is a really good team, even though they can't run the ball. Their defense is still suspect. They're okay. But the bottom line with the Seahawks is that they won't win when it matters. And I've been saying that since the very beginning. They won't beat the upper echelon teams. They won't make it very far in the playoffs. This is the first-ranked offense in the NFL, but it's the 31st ranked defense in terms of points allowed. They don't have a running game. Chris Carson is out. He's hurt a lot. He's in and out in the lineup even last year. Right now, Travis Homer's a running back. They're not going to have a running game. They still don't have a pass rush. They can't cover a fly even if it was with their hand. They can't do anything right on defense right now. It's absolutely atrocious. And the last time they were this bad on defense, you'd have to date back all the way to the 1970s. In the late 1970s,
about the Bills or the Seahawks?
The Seahawks, when they first created their team, there were only 28 teams in the league at that time, and they were the 28th ranked defense. That's the last time they were bad. The Seahawks have had a historic and rich history of being a pretty good two-dominant defense. We've seen it in the Legion of Boom in the 2000s when they made the Super Bowl in those Shaun Alexander years. That one time they made the Super Bowl, like, they have that history, but right now they're disgracing it because this defense is a disgrace, and it's not because of a lack of talent, because I think they have that.
I totally agree with you there. I think that they need to make a change, and the fact of the matter is I don't think it's coming in the form of a player. You said it. They have the talent. Something's got to change, whether it's the scheme. I don't know what it is.
I guess talent outside of the pass rush. Their pass rush is bad.
But Jamal Adams, like you said, brings that, and they did a perfectly fine job of getting to Josh Allen on Sunday, but the problem is the secondary was horrendous. So I don't know.
They got to come together. So they got to
be
a game where they both
what they have
play
to
good.
change, but from everything I've read, Seahawks fans around the league, everybody thinks that Ken Norton Jr. has been fired. He's been not good since the Legion of Boom fell apart, and I think sometimes you need to bring a new guy in.
I think Pete Carroll should call the defensive plays, if anything.
I wouldn't be against that.
Do you guys see Super Bowl out of the Seattle's reach?
I don't think it's out of their reach.
It's out of their reach.
Oh wow.
They're not gonna win a Super Bowl. I said it before. It's not even a question for me. They are not going to win a Super Bowl. I
didn't say win it. I said reach.
They are an elite or reach it. They're an elite offensive team. They are not a great team, though. They are a good team because you're the first-ranked offense, but if you're the 32nd ranked defense, Matt tells me you're the 16th ranked team in the league. That's average.
But you just said it. They have the talent on defense. You don't think
they have the time to play
together?
one great defensive game in the playoffs?
I think maybe they can win a game. Like if it's against the Packers, I can see them beating the Packers. But I don't see them beating the Saints. I don't see them beating the Bucks. I don't see them. Probably that's about it. But those are the teams they'd have to go against to make it to Super Bowl.
But realistically, they would, if things fall in their favor, they would only have to be one of those teams to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I don't think they can beat either.
That's interesting.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah, we'll get to them Bucks and
I just think like you mentioned, the most important thing is they have the talent defensively. They just have to put it together. And I don't know what it is that they have to do, but whatever it is, they better figure it out quick because they can turn it around. And again, all that defense needs to be is okay. It doesn't need to be a great defense. It doesn't even have to be a good defense.
I just think it needs to play.
I'm gonna be honest. Asking them to go from 30th and last to being okay,
just get to 20th. I don't think that's too much to ask for.
I think
in a league where do you see some of the defenses that are playing in this league? Getting to 20th in the league should not be that hard of a task.
So you mean to tell me
with the talent they have
this
on
team
that side
on
of the
defense
ball.
has talent and they can't play great defensively on one playoff night?
It's about scheme. It's about a lot of other things. It's not just about
Which is
talent.
why I think they need a change. I think the Ken Norton Jr. should be gone. I don't think he should be allowed back in the building.
Hey, what's up, guys? You just finished watching a clip of the Pick Aside podcast. My name is Joel Moran.
My name is Jack Barteck.
My name is River Brown.
And we are your hosts for this podcast. We want to thank you guys for watching the clip. Like, subscribe, and comment, and share if you would care to, because it helps us grow. We're trying to make this a full-time thing. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting, and see you next time.